Hello there! If you clicked on this video, that means that you want to make this kind of render. A road inside a forest, maybe a car moving. Today I'm going to show you a highly modular environment scene that I made for you to showcase your car designs or whatever you want to use it for. That's up to you. As you can see, this scene is highly customizable. I made use of procedural techniques such as geometry nodes and procedural shading to allow you to customize this scene as much as you want. So you can see the trees are customizable, the rocks are customizable, you can change the shape of the road, everything is customizable. And today I'm going to show you how to tweak those parameters to fit whatever you want to make with this scene. So when you open the blend file, you will see this kind of configuration. So the first thing you can notice is there is a collection called controllers, and inside this collection are two things. Those are going to allow you to change the size of the road. If we tab into edit mode with the road curve, we can see that we can move everything however we want. So for example, I may want a very curvy road. Maybe I want more geometry, so I can tap E to extrude, and you can see I can add even more details to that road. This controller drives the length of the road, so if you put it up a little bit by hitting G and Z, you can change the size of the road. Nice. So now we have the road however we want it. We can click on the terrain, go into the modifiers. Here we see several things. The subdivision surface. In the viewport, you can see it's at only 2. That's to enable you to turn around easily if you don't have a very powerful computer. The second parameter that will be interesting to us is the displace one. This strength parameter allows us to change the deepness of the terrain. So if we want to make something very deep, we can go as far as -100. If you select the modifier and go into the texture, you can change the size of this noise, so you can make it bigger, smaller, however you want. I can move to the next step now. You can go into the particle system tabs. Now we're going to enable the first one, which is trees, and we're going to be able to change the number. Now, if you find it very hard to turn around the scene, it's normal because we have a lot of geometry added, but I found that if you disable this on top, it makes it easier to turn around. Here we have quite a lot of trees. Maybe you want to put less or more, and this will be changed by the number. If you want 6,000, you can put 6,000. If you want 3,000, you can put 3,000. It's however you want. I recommend not to go over 10k because that's a bit overkill. The next one is going to be the grass. There are two particle systems for the grass. The first one is for directly around the road. The second one is for the whole place. That way we don't have empty space between the trees, which from above sometimes can look weird. And the two of them are managed by the same particle system. So if you change the number here, it will change for both of them. And I think we can keep it at here. The rocks is the last one, and here it's the same story. We can change the number of rocks, and now we're going to go into the scale of. Okay, so we're going back to the trees one. As you can see, if we go down in the render tab here, particle system, render, we can choose the scale of the trees. Here, let me show you quickly. If I put 5, which is a very big number, we'll have super big trees. So now we can do the same with the rocks. 0.2 is good. We saw how to change the number of things. We saw how to change the size of things. Now we can go into maybe customizing those things. Uncheck this and check the assets. And then we can open the collection for assets and go into the trees one, for example. And here we have a tree. We can disable those. So we have this tree, and we can go into the geometry nodes tab. As you can see, the node group is quite complex, but I made it easy for you to understand. With those colored nodes, there are 3 for modifying the branch parameters and 2 for the leaves. But also one here. Branch seed is a parameter that allows you to switch between different possibilities for the same parameters. Branch density is exactly what it says. And then for the branch size, it does exactly what it says. Here you can play with the value to see what fits you. So leaf density, let's put it at 300 to see what it does. We can change also the leaf size. We'll see then that we can change the color of the leaves according to like a season or something. And the last one we can see here is this color ramp. So let me show you very quickly. You can change where the accent of the branches is. The next thing we can modify is rocks. Let me open the collection here and disable one of them. The rocks parameters are in the shader editor. We have the subdivision at 0 again. We're going to change this to 6 to be able to see it fully. So I'm going to go into rendered mode, as this uses displacement from the shading. When we're done with this, we will put this back 0. I highlighted the values once again that you can change. So first one you can change is this seed value, which is the same as the other one. You can scroll through an infinite number of versions. Then we have the size of the displacement. So if I put this at a very high value, we'll have very small displacement, as this dictates a size for Voronoi texture. And the distance is going to be how far we displace. A very big value, we'll have very pointy rocks. Again, this is highly customizable and you can do whatever you want with this. Here, if we go into the shading workspace for the leaf, if you put this at 0, you will have a very brown, yellowish leaf. And if we could put this at 1, we'll have a very green, almost towards blue leaf. So now we have our scene with the trees we customized, with the rocks we customized. And before we hit the render button now, we have to bake something first, because this road, the way I did it to have the road in the middle and no trees on the road, no rocks on the road, is using dynamic paint. To do that, first we're going to disable all the particle systems, because we want to be able to turn around the scene. So let's disable those. Put the subdivision surface up to 5. So now you go to the physics tab, go down to cache. Now to be sure this works properly, we are going to first delete all bakes, because there might be some. And now you click on bake all dynamics, and now it's baked. So now it's perfect. And if we click on render now remember everything in the shading here is procedural. So for example, if you don't like the trees color, you can go change it manually. If you like to tweak stuff around, here you have it. The color for the trees is here, and you can tweak around those settings. Do whatever you want with these settings. It's all yours now. And everything I highlighted is a way for me to tell you this is modifiable easily. You can tweak this setting. Have fun with it. The last thing we can have a look at is this collection here, volumetrics. This is like to add some fog to the scene. The way I modified it is here you have in the shading workspace, you have the volume intensity value, which you can change. And also you can change the height which the volume will reach by simply hitting S and Z to scale on the Z axis. And then you can have more fog, like a very atmospheric scene. There are still things we can still tweak. I told you in the introduction that this road material is all procedural. We'll have a look at this. So this color ramp is the one that dictates the color for the grass. So if you want it greener, you can have it greener here. You can tweak it however you want. And let's have a look at this road material. I made it in a tutorial actually. Sorry, it's in French. You can change the color of the lines. You can change the grain size of the road. See those cracks here? You can change the size of those cracks. To change this, you can. And lastly, a very interesting point is this assets collection. You can delete those and put your own grass. You can remove these trees and put your own trees. I told you this scene is highly customizable. You can do whatever you want with this. So this scene is just a starting point, and then you can work on top of it to have it do whatever you want. I think I covered everything. So I hope you like it. If you use it and have some problems, don't hesitate to send me a message, either commenting on this video or whatever means you have to reach me. I will answer to all of your questions. This is my first asset ever, because I've never seen a scene like this, highly customizable that way, like highly modular, and I put a lot of time into it, so I thought maybe I would put it out there for some people to buy. So I hope you like it, and I hope you use it, and if you use it, don't hesitate to show me what you did with it. I'm very interested. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, don't hesitate to ask me questions if you have some. Thank you.